Perfect. That's a common story about finding something in between to help you like gain some Canadian experience or whatever it's called, and then use that experience to not only the experience itself, and this is something that I wanted to go back to. It's basically finding networks and finding creating your network and finding mentors, because the industry you're getting into, you will find someone that besides Osgood, they will review your cover letter and they will give you a different advice on a different perspective, like the recruiter's perspective, because Osgood, yes, prepares you about like how to be the perfect person on paper, but they know exactly what they're looking for because they are the recruiters. If it's not the investment firm, it's definitely going to be a law firm or a bank or whoever the recruiter is. So did you use this opportunity to network and to have someone to find mentors outside Osgood?
Okay, yes. So I think I would say yes, because at the time when I started looking for jobs, I'd gotten a different job as a lease administrator with a real estate firm, but well, not a lease, like a real estate company. And I'd started the job, and 1 month into it, I was like, if I keep doing this, like, it's not like it's bad. It was a great job, but I was like, this isn't where I want to be. And
So
I have to leave now. If I don't leave right now, I'll probably get stuck here. So I remember I was still actively applying because the jobs that I really wanted, they weren't getting back to me, as fast as I wanted to. So I was like, okay, I'll just start doing this one and I'll keep going with it and I'll get somewhere. But yes, at the same time, Osgood prepares you. And I remember they used to have, they have the Osgood International Trained Lawyers Day where they bring lawyers in and then you meet people, you network people. That's something that's also very important. It's networking. It's something that for me, I'd say more of like an introvert in a way, like usually quiet. I really don't know how to say, but it's like your profession makes you want to do that. You have to network. Like it might be some people are very proactive with networking and they're very good at it. That's fine. If you're not that person, you can still find your own ways to network. There are people who are similar to you. We don't do, the extra, but you can find somebody who's just willing to like, oh yes, I just send one email a day to one person or like a LinkedIn connect and I'll wait a couple of days and see if they respond to me. Some people are just like, they send like a whole list, like boom, boom, boom. They just keep going. And so I did start networking and I was very fortunate enough. And this was because I'd met people through the Osgood International Trained Lawyers Day. We'd had events and just lawyers who had taught us in Osgood. I've been able to like network with those people as well. And just to sit down and make you look at your resume and be like, okay, you want it to go like this, you want to say this, you want to say that. So yes, I did leverage on, that network and people that I had met through the process, even after we finished and I left school, and I was still trying to go for events. You'd go for like OBA events, you'd go for different kinds of events. So it's like you have to keep yourself within the profession, because if you stray too far, it's not very kind. You might lose track of a few things, or like lose touch with people. So I was going for events. I would work after work. If I saw that there was an event, I'd go. I remember like the city cable would have events, I would go. The OBA would have events, I would go. The firms would have like in-firm interviews, I would go for this thing. So it's just like scheduling your day. You just have to be able to prioritize, because in my mind it's like it's happening next year. They're having this in-firm so that people can meet people, and you have to keep going. That's when I realized that it wasn't that I was doing anything particularly wrong with my resume. I just wasn't networking and meeting the people that I was supposed to meet, or let's put it like that. Because it's one thing to just sit down at home and just type your resume and put your cover letter together and just send it off. Just type you can do. I was doing that. I was like, garbage in, garbage out. I was just sending so many resumes. Like I would go on the portal and I would apply every single one. And I didn't like particularly tailor my resume to suit the firm needs, because I if there's one thing, you have to be honest with yourself. When I sat, I was like, what am I doing wrong? Am I doing something any different? So why is it that every other person is getting called back? I'm not getting called back. And I was like, okay, did I do something wrong? So it was just going for those events, listening to people talk, listening to lawyers tell their story and their practices, and how it's like, you get there, like you said, but it just takes time, and you have to be able to build your own network. So I remember that. I remember one day I sat down, I was like, okay, yes, so now I know what I'm doing. I should be sitting down. I should, think about why I want to be at this firm, the things, the culture that they have, the practice area that they have, because there are lots of firms. It's like it's not like I don't have an interest in, there's some parts of law that I'm just not I'm not very good at it. So it's like, why would I want to be applying to a firm that specializes in family law when
You
my
can support it.
background, yes, and my background is all corporate and business and transactional. And it's like when they see my resume, they're like, okay, we don't get it. Or like a criminal firm. Sorry, I sat down as like, yes, I was just, sending out mass applications and it wasn't working for me at the time. So yes, just going out, meeting people and having those networks, I would say they really helped.